Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So, today's lesson is going to be about how these wicked authorities, the current wicked authorities, Babylon, the leaders of the world are terrible rulers, and how and how as a result of them being bad leaders, they've come to ruin the people. All right. So the inspiration to do this lesson actually comes from me watching this one video, some videos about how people were acting. So I was watching some cop videos, all right, and some like body cam footage. Okay, so I'm not once again like there's two different things. Like, it's not all one blanket statement. It's not all cops are bad, all cops are good, whatever. All right, because in actuality, in the eyes of YAHAWASHI, no cops are good. All right, but in terms of like the ones that are actually doing their job to the best of its intended purposes, all right, and actually giving people chances, all right. There are some that I saw, and the police officers are suffering because of how the people have become. All right. Now, what do I mean by the people become? What have the people become? Basically, it is a very big thing, which primarily stems from entitlement, as well as women having power, believing that they are entitled to more power, or they have more power than they actually do. All right. So what I was watching was a lot of women. Okay, and I'll just say, for the videos that I saw, they were primarily Edomite women, but at the same time, there are obviously going to be some instances where Eve is going to get out of line as well, or even Jake gets out of line, freaking whoever. All right, there's going to be crazy people everywhere, but for the sake of today's lesson, what I saw primarily Edomite women. All right. Now, the reason why I make this distinction is because it is primarily these Edomite women, all right, not necessarily the Edomite men, but the Edomite women, all right, because the biggest victims of the whole, and I don't want to call them victims, because it's kind of like disqualifying accountability on them, because they also need to be accountable for their actions and the decisions that they make. All right, so basically the reason why I say primarily Edomite women is because primarily Edomite women are the ones that are using like a bunch of these big buzzwords and stuff like that, which actually annoyed me as I was watching it. It is that self-entitlement, that I had seen, but it's also, in addition to that, it's also the fact that this is what Edom brought upon himself. All right, which is, I even said this as I was watching. I said to myself, obviously, as I was watching it by myself. But basically, it was the fact that Edom was the one that kind of pushed out this, not kind of, but yet he was the one who pushed out this whole feminist stuff. Okay, he was the one who brought feminism to the world, because in all these other countries, all right, which that I've heard this before as well. Like, women are it's like not women, but feminists are out here saying, oh, if we relinquish power to the men, then women's gonna get abused and misused all over again, blah blah blah. When in actuality, if you look at these other countries that don't have what's it called, feminism, and if you just look back in time, all right, women weren't being abused and misused. And the thing is that they will misrepresent a model and think that is abuse. Okay, just because, like, I actually, as a matter of fact, I even saw this picture. Bear with me, hold on. Let me open this out over here. There was this picture, all right, that was talking about how yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna just put it out here. Fuck. Okay, let me get it. I'm gonna bear with me 1 moment. Basically, what the picture was parenting in, I think, the 2000s or something like that versus parenting this year. And it's lucky the thing was, it was a funny video, if I can find it. Okay, here. It was a funny video. I didn't send it to myself because I thought, why bother? Because this is just something that is just funny for entertainment. But in actuality, Alright, so basically you see this child abuse. They called this child abuse. Child abuse in 2024 is a woman, or not even just a woman, but anyone screaming or reprimanding or correcting or rebuking their parent. All right. Whereas if you would take this literally, if this person actually, if someone literally did this to a child, of course anyone in their right mind would say that this is child abuse. Sure. All right. But the obviously we all understand the humor in it, that when we were younger, or 20 years ago, people would actually physically correct their children, all right, in the form of spankings and whatnot, which I'm not gonna lie, I'd still say that what's it called? Well, I don't know. It depends. I think it really depends. But regardless, we're not talking about that. We're talking about how the people have become. So you see this thing. So this is the main thing. Okay, people view this. Okay, let me get my notes out again. It's like I actually have notes because this is what I wanted to talk about. Basically, as a result of this, a lot of people, they take these types of they think that you're not allowed to be rough. Okay, there's never a reason to hit someone, even if they are hitting you, which I've spoken on this many times before, where if someone is attacking you, if you try to defend yourself, you are in the wrong for defending yourself. You're supposed to basically allow the person that's attacking you, trying to hurt you, trying to kill you or whatever, okay, you're just supposed to let them do it, all right? But and that is the problem in today's standard in today, is that this is what, again, these leaders have instilled in the people, okay? Because it also, we also see this, all right, with how you know what, honestly, let me pause this, right? We also see this with how if you think about what's it called, slavery and the whole segregation stuff, all right? they're basically trying to what's it called, condition and make Jake think that if someone is abusing and misusing you, you're just supposed to take it. You're never supposed to fight back. You're not allowed to fight back. It is never okay to fight back. All right. And this is the Slaki. This is the problem. One of the problems with society. All right. One of the problems I'm talking about today. This is the problems with society. The fact that this is, and Slaki, that's also another testament to how that is another testament to how Jake kind of influences everyone, because the real reason why they say that is because they don't want Jake to think that it is okay to fight back. They don't want Jake to band together and fight back for all the slavery, free labor, fucking, what's that other one called, what's that thing called, segregation, and just all the hate that that all the hate that they've shown us for hundreds of years. All right. Whereas in addition to that, just for the fact that the prophets are preaching and teaching this truth, all right, and are wising up to who Esau Edom is, all right, just because of that, like they're trying to make that illegal now, all right, and it's even more so that because we speak the truth, and we're trying to let our people know who they are, all right, which in their eyes is even worse, all right. Now, so yes, basically, on the flip side of it, if we were to have a righteous ruler, YAHAWASHI, things wouldn't be like this. Things wouldn't be messed up, okay? Because let me because I had this written down, and I thought it was an amazing realization. Basically, with the whole conservative and liberal thing, okay? Basically, liberals, they don't want to have kids, okay? They want to live a life of self-indulgence, okay? And they want to focus on themselves, all right? As a result of that, as well as in addition to that, having children is not something that they ever want to do. And I guess some of them, in some way, shape, or form, aren't physically able to. And this goes into the whole Transformers, all right, where I think they forfeit their reproductive organs to be able to live that I want to live that my own life type of thing, quote unquote. Now, with that in mind, okay, the people that are able to, okay, in this whole one-to-one, if this was a whole one-to-one, like conservatives / or liberal, okay, they go after these liberals go after the conservatives, because the conservatives actually do want to get married and have children, all right? So as a result of that, it is these conservatives that are actually having children primarily, okay? And as a result, I say primarily because obviously, there are parents that are liberals that actually have children and want to have children, but it is, in terms of like the whole population thing, most people that are growing up or were kids 20 years ago and are adults now that want to have kids, they're primarily conservatives, all right? So as a result of that, it is these conservatives' children that are the targets of these liberals, because now they want to add more into that whole army, all right? So now they're trying to influence, because also that's another thing, Slakia, like if you think about like teachers and whatnot. By the way, Slakia, most I think in the statistic, I forgot what the percentage was, but I think most women are liberal and most men are, in recent statistics, I think 15 years and then after, I think most men are conservative, most women are liberal, and as a result of that, like I think, let me see something. Teachers demographic. Damn, I wasn't even looking for that, but yeah, 67%, almost 70%. So 75, almost, oh, it's basically 75% of all teachers are women. All right, and in addition to that, I think it was what, 70%? Yeah, damn near 70% of 70% of all teachers are white. In addition to that, 75% of all teachers are of all teachers, not just white teachers, but all teachers are Edomites. So these are the people primarily that are what's it called? Teaching your children. All right. So the statistics kind of not necessarily drive to, but kind of point to statistically. This is not. I'm not saying that this is a fact. All right, but it is. It kind of pushes it a bit more to, a woman, a female Edomite teacher. All right, as well as the fact that they're most likely going to be liberal. As a result of that, there's also going to be the chance of them wanting to teach your child the way they want to teach. Okay, which is primarily a big thing, mostly in today's day and age. Like, I think within the last 7 years, maybe, I want to say maybe 10. I don't know, whatever. More recent times, because a lot of times women they have that motherly instinct, and they want to teach a child what's right and whatnot. And one big thing is one big thing that they're gonna do is this whole, I believe my lifestyle is right, so I want to share a good lifestyle and get all these children to be able to live in as good a lifestyle as I did, quote unquote, as good, quote unquote, good, in terms and by that they mean getting them to think that their way of life is good / okay. And there have been more, I guess, alphabet people being teachers recently. Not, it's not. I'll say it's not as big as before. It's not as big. It's not big enough, maybe, to be a problem. But it's still. I guess I'll say it is growing. In addition to that, there have been these, what's it called? Book times or whatever, with these whole drag queen stuff. All right, with these teachers or schools inviting drag queens and whoever, alphabet people, into their things to talk about their lifestyle. So again, like, and the thing is, like, from what I've seen, it was these conservative parents that are the ones that are complaining, which, funnily enough, whatever. Basically, it is these conservative parents that are complaining, putting it online to show, what is going on. Okay, because when I was going to school, that was never an issue. All right. But yeah, but basically in these public schools, what they're doing is they're trying to put that alphabet lifestyle in these children's lives to make them think that it's okay, to try to normalize it for them. All right, and then you will have a lot of liberals thinking, oh yeah, that this is okay and whatnot, when once again, these are the people that are choosing to never have kids in their lives. All right, so they're choosing they're choosing to not have kids, but yet they want to say how a child should get to live when they chose not to have a kid. So now it is getting to a point as a result of this, that you're not allowed to dictate how to parent your own kid. All right, like this is the type of bullshit that they're trying to put out there. All right, and once again, it is the fault of the current leaders, because that's what they are allowing. All right, they're putting all these laws and stuff in whatever, like what the school district or whatever, they put in some fucking a bunch of different books talking about oral sex, alphabet sex and whatnot. Like this is the type of stuff, and this is a result of terrible, not even just bad but terrible leadership, because it is destroying the people. All right, now Ecclesiasticus chapter, well, no, hold on, not yet. Oh, perfect. Isaiah chapter 32 verse 5, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. All right, so over here, notice how it says the vile person shall no more be called liberal. So what is the definition of liberal? Liberal, I just want the literal freaking definition. Liberal, okay, willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. So this is what liberal means. Okay, it's supposed to mean, but yet that's not the case. Liberals, all right, they're not open to new ideas. They're only open to new ideas that are not good. All right. And this is why in the scripture, it's in verse 5, it's saying the vile person shall no more be called liberal. All right, so these people are actually vile. They're not quote unquote the literal definition of liberal, but they are vile. Especially you can see that with how they act with the whole alphabet stuff. All right. Verse 6, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Okay, now over here, you see, villainy. All right, what are some examples of villainy? Well, I don't want to. I will probably fail if I had to list them all off, but basically some that I can remember off the top of my head is how you have these liberal women. All right, they openly say that they want to whisper doubts and whatever in words in a happily married wife's ear in order to make her ruin her marriage. All right, this is something that I've quite literally heard a liberal woman, blue-haired bitch, whatever, openly say. All right, as well as how they want to go after their kids. They also say, I'm gonna go after you. I've quite literally heard them say, we're gonna go after your kids. All right, there was a sign or whatever that says we're gonna go after your kids. So they're openly planning stuff, and the crazy thing is that once again, it all goes back to the leaders, because this is what the leaders want. The leaders want to destroy their people. All right. Anyway, as I said before, like this is what the leaders want, because the leaders don't care that these liberals are going after the people. And I say that I don't mean to say that because like I'm trying to like seem, oh yeah, I'm a conservative and whatnot. I'm not a conservative. I'm neither. But like, it's just like you gotta call out BS when you see it. Like I don't fuck with conservatives either, but like you can see the blatant like evilness from these liberals, like the open evilness. Whereas I would say it's like they're what's the word? They're openly planning. They're openly telling you just how evil they are. Like, I forgot what the term was, but yeah. Anyway, continuing on. Verse 7, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. I guess I should go into this. Churl, an impolite or mean-spirited person. I guess that's also yeah, I guess that would be once again the same types of people. All right, just people that are mean-spirited, and of course there are mean-spirited people everywhere, but that's not the primary target of today's lesson. So yeah. Anyway, verse 8, but the liberal devises liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. Okay, and over here, finally, getting back into it, the whole, it says liberal devises liberal things. It doesn't mean liberal, but it means vile. Okay, so in this context, liberal and vile are interchangeable. All right, because it's setting the standard that liberal is liberal is actually in this time not liberal but evil, okay, or vile. And we see this with how people don the title of liberal, and they are demons, straight up demons. All right, not wanting to what's the word, have a standard of uprightness, but have a standard of evilness. All right, as well as, you know, honestly, like my biggest grievance is with the whole child thing. Like, if I want to have a child, then why is someone else trying to come over here and raise my child for me when I want to be in my child's life? And that also goes into the whole baby mama thing. Like, if a father wants the kid, all right, why don't you? If a father wants his kid and you don't want to take care of him, you're a terrible mother. Why are you keeping the kid? All right, like that type of stuff just never make sense. All right, as well as the fact that what's it called? Single mother in single parent households, it is better for a child to have to be in a single father household than to be in a single mother household. All right, it's just statistically better. All right, but I don't say that to say that, oh, the mothers aren't needed. The mothers are definitely absolutely needed, but just for the whole, like, that's us. And Slakia, it goes back again, once again, the leaders of the government and the world, the country, primarily the West, not East, but the West, they try to make it so that if you don't have a father in the household, then you will benefit. They will pay you to not have a parent in the household, and that's what these what's it called? These mothers do. As a result of it, they get rid of the father in order to, you know, have the as well as to use the kid as leverage, and then want to continue living that liberal lifestyle after being irresponsible. All right, now let's continue on. As a result of that perfect transition, Sirach chapter 25 verse 25, give the water no passage, neither the woman liberty to gad abroad. Let me see. Verse 26, if she go not as thou, okay, well, no, that's it. Verse 25, give neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad, meaning if you are giving a woman, you know, just freedom to do whatever, then she's basically going to destroy herself. All right, which we see this in a lot of these women's lives. All right, these women, they end up destroying themselves because they don't know how to pick the right man, so they get pregnant by these terrible men. Okay, they choose terrible men, and then what else? The thing, they don't have. They're terrible at making decisions. They need a proper leader to lead them, and they end up basically destroying themselves, and their lives are just miserable and ruined and whatnot. So as a result of that, they need. This is why a father is so important. Is to give them that guidance that they need, so that they don't destroy themselves. Okay, we see this so oftenly in life. Now, Slug. So basically, in this Ephesians chapter 4 verse 14, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, but by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. And this is what their goal is, just as basically the people are growing accustomed, or not growing accustomed, what's the word? They are stealing books or stealing tactics from their leaders, okay? Becoming like their leaders and partaking the same things that their leaders do. All right. So when we had righteous leaders in Israel, the people would be, for the most part, righteous. All right. They would partake in righteous practices, and people that would go off. Okay, especially with the whole. What was that one? That was that one instance where I forgot. I think it was not Levi, maybe Benjamin or something, where there was some Benjamite men that were trying to rape this one Israelite. Benjamite being are also Israelites as well, but there was some Israelite men that were trying to rape another man. All right, another Israelite man, and the thing was they had to. There was a war as a result of that, and they had to get rid of them. Like this, it was just off. It was wicked. It was evil to let these people go about and keep on doing what they were doing. They had to be destroyed because of it, because it was just wrong for them to go around, imagine Slakia, but like imagine just that allowing that type of stuff to go on. All right, like it's just wrong. All right, and it's also very fearful. Like how you as a man, you can't even feel safe. Basically, I'm about to sound like one of these freaking feminists, but like imagine like basically if you go out, like no one is safe. Basically, no one is safe, because you're gonna get snatched up by a man, or you're gonna get snatched up by you're gonna get snatched up as a man, or you can get snatched up as a woman. All right, like nobody is safe. You literally have to freaking roll 20 deep. All right, you have to have a freaking army just to go to the damn to the market or something like that. Like that's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. But basically, that's basically it. You understand the point. But also in addition to that, we also have the fact that these people that are acting out and being demons, all right, in regards to a lack of self control. Okay, so just wanting to do whatever they want, and this is what, like, once again, these leaders do. They say, oh, you can't fight who you want to love against, or who you want to fall in love with, blah blah blah. All right, and it basically comes down to not having any self control, not having discipline, not having any respect for authority, and then as a result of that, and this is what I previously mentioned this in this video, yes, possibly. Basically, needing to deal with people with no respect for authority, and wanting to do and say whatever they want to do, thinking that there's no consequences to their actions. Okay, and as a result of that, you have their people, the Edomites, having to deal with them in the form of police having to deal with crazy Edomites. All right, and that's the funny thing about it. All right, so as I previously stated before, I was watching these body cam videos, and it was a bunch of Edomite. Either it was Edomite people, Edomite adults, Edomite children. Okay, which is a big thing that I spoke on before, how the children, they are demons as well. They are little gremlins, goblins, whatever you want to call them. In today's day and age, where they are so problematic, they can't freaking, or it's like they don't. It was said by this one Eve, all right, Eve teacher, who's basically they don't have any respect for authority, all right, and they are violent. They do, and they just like they have no self-control and whatnot, all right. And as a result of that, these cops are the ones that have to handle them if they get called out to that, all right. And it's also these teachers that have to deal with them too. These whatever that have to deal with them. These Edomite figures, okay, that are in charge of a lot of these infrastructures that have to deal with it. So yeah, it's like you and the funny thing is that they are the ones that are actually complaining about it as well. They're saying that why is all this stuff happening? Like these kids are demons. These kids are this, that, and the third, and whatnot. All right. But yeah, basically, as a result of that, I also want to bring this out because this is a perfect lesson to kind of insert for Jake. Matthew chapter 5 verse 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. And this is what we see. This is what we see. We see Jake. Even when Jake is not in the wrong, all right, they are just so combative. They don't just stay calm and just be quiet and whatnot, and just listen and try to agree, try to keep the peace, okay, or try to de-escalate the situation. They escalate the situation by getting loud, getting rowdy, and being problematic. All right. So as a result of that, that's where a lot of the problems stem from. A lot, not all. I'll say, yeah. Basically, they're putting themselves in danger by giving the adversary a reason to want to attack you. All right. When over here, Proverbs 16 verse 7, when a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Okay. So this is how we're supposed to be when we are following up to the word of YAHAWASHI. Then even our enemies, and which a perfect example of that is elder brother Manak Zakba. He recently did a video where some Edomite basically falsely accused him of screaming and saying a whole bunch of stuff, saying something to his daughter, and in actuality he didn't do all of that stuff. The dude was being problematic, and he got into their space. He was one who inserted himself into their area, and then he's gonna go falsely make a false claim and lie on the police like that. All right. Now, as a result of that, okay, the cops, when they were saying stuff, they were saying, you guys are never problematic. We were like, oh, what's going on here? Like blah blah. And the police said that they had no issues with them because when they go out on the highways and byways, like they're never problematic. They're never causing any ruckus or trouble and stuff like that. So then the cops didn't have any issue with them. It's not because it's all love and other brother and stuff like that, but it's just a matter of our enemies, they're not going to try to find our enemies are going to be at peace with us. Okay, like that's the thing that we should strive for. That's kind of goes to show just how those brothers are following the word of YAHAWASHI, because not even the centurions want to start an issue with them. All right. Now, Proverbs 16 verse 32, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh the city. And just as I was watching these cop body cam videos, it made me realize just how much we need to, in a sense, really not all the way, but it is a good lesson to extract. Basically, how if you watch these body cam videos when they're dealing with their people primarily, okay, they have a lot of patience and they don't really want to do anything to them. And this is what we need to have, basically for our people primarily. All right, but also just in general, we're supposed to be very slow to anger. All right, we're supposed to be having discipline and having self-control. All right, and I think that's a good benchmark. They're a good benchmark to something that we have to be even better than. We have to be even better than them in having that self-control, because even YAHAWASHI has even more self-control, because he didn't destroy us and he's allowing us to. He allowed us to be all wicked, and he's judging us accordingly, yes, but he has the patience to allow us to give us time to repent and correct our wrongdoings. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash, double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Abad Babal, and Shalom.